Hi there. Welcome to the Content Idea Masterclass to get your never-ending list of content ideas. So I was having some technical difficulties. So let me just send a quick email to everyone. Um, Bear with me for 1 second. I want to make sure that everyone who is signed up has access to this live. So I was not able to get into Hangouts on air. So I had to change my live. So give me just a sec here. And we will get started. Sorry for the delay. Let me make sure I'm sending it to the right people and not. There we go. Okay. Just going to make sure I send it to the right people. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started here. Let me make sure that we're on the watch page. I love technology. Who else loves technology? I want to make sure that I can see the comments here too. Let me make sure that we're on the watch page. Okay, perfect. All right, it looks like we are good to go. Hopefully, I guess I need to make this public, don't I? That helps if people can actually access. All right, we are good to go. All right, hello and welcome, and my apologies for the delay. I'm going to mute this. All right, hopefully everybody's able to find me here. I am super excited to be here. And again, my apologies for the delay and holding you guys up. We are going to dive right in. This is going to be a very actionable workshop, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. So I am going to start by sharing my screen here so that I can introduce myself and all right. So we're going to talk about your never ending content idea list. So you need content for your audience, and we are going to dive into what that looks like and how to develop the right ideas for your audience. So Um, you're likely watching on YouTube. So if you were on the watch page, you can click over to YouTube and you can use the chat for any questions that you might have. I'm going to put in say hi. So just let me know that you're here. I see we've got a few people watching. Just say hi in the chat. Let me know that you're here and where you're coming from. And again, if you are just popping in, I apologize for the technical difficulties. It happens, right? All right, so use the chat for questions. And because this is an actionable workshop, I want you to minimize distractions. So it's really easy to get distracted by the phone and Instagram and Facebook and email and all of that. So do your best to minimize your distractions so that you can focus and get it all done. So let's talk about what you are going to learn today. What are the things you're going to learn? You're going to learn about why you don't know what to publish or where to publish it, because that happens. You're going to learn about how to talk to your audience about what they need. So how to find out exactly what they need, how to build out your content topic list, and I have a few cheat sheets for you, and then how to do all of this consistently, because consistency is important when it comes to creating content and engaging with your audience. Oops. So here's me. I am a content strategist and content coach for small business owners. I am a former teacher. I am a mom, a foodie. I love food. I love to run, and I love a good IPA. So I live in the Phoenix area with my 16-year-old daughter, our two dogs, Cal over here on the left and Maddie on the right. She's mine. She's my favorite. Don't tell anybody. And then we also have a cat who sometimes makes an appearance on video calls and things like that. So let's talk about why you're not publishing content. It's because you don't know what to write about. You can't get your ideas down on paper. You think it's too time consuming. Nobody's really paying attention anyway, right? But the truth is that there is actually a really simple way to create the right content. You just need the tools and the guidance to get there. And that is exactly what I am going to show you how to do. So, and let me just say again, this is super actionable. So if you got the reminder emails from me, you got a link to a Google Drive folder that has all of the documents in it that you need for this. If you didn't sign up for this and you just happened upon this YouTube video, I am going to pop in the comments or in the chat. I'm going to pop the link in there so that you can sign up and grab it. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining. And again, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm glad you found us over here. Okay, so let's talk about your audience. So it's really important that you talk to your audience so that they can tell you what they need to know in order to make a buying decision. That is the whole point of content marketing in general anyway, is to give them what they want, because, I think most of the people here are in a service profession and they want to know, you want to help people, right? Like that's our goal, is to help people and to get people the information that they need to help them get a quick win, and then eventually, hopefully, make a buying decision from you. In order to do that, you have to talk to your audience. You've got to talk to them. And and by the way, I'm keeping an eye on the chat, so if you have any questions throughout, feel free to ask. That is part of the benefit of being here live, right? Okay, so talk to them. You need to survey your audience to find out what they need and want to know, and then also where they're hanging out online. There is no point in creating a bunch of content that you're throwing on, let's say, LinkedIn, if your audience is not on LinkedIn. Same thing with Twitter, Instagram. You want to put your content where people are. If your audience is not listening to podcasts, don't start a podcast. If your audience is not reading blogs, find another way to connect with them. So some key points to remember when you're surveying your audience, and we're going to go into this in detail in a few minutes. So don't survey your whole audience. Here is why. You don't know who is on your email list. I mean, maybe you do, you know a few of the people who are on there. You have a general idea, but there are a lot of people out there who just want free information, right? And that's totally okay. Like that's part of our job, is to educate our audiences and give them free information, free value so that they'll eventually buy from us, hopefully, right? But there are people who will never buy from you, and you don't really want to survey them. You want to survey the people who are going to buy from you. And then it's also important to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. You I wonder if you guys can hear the music in the background from my lovely neighbor. Oh my gosh. Oh, great timing. So keep it short, sweet, and to the point. You don't want to burden people with by asking them a ton of questions, and offer an incentive. So I like to offer when I survey my audience, I like to offer an incentive like an Amazon gift card. So if you, I'm gonna move this. Hopefully you can see my um, hopefully you can see my screen here. And these are some of the documents that I gave you. So I want to talk about this. Actually, I'm going to talk about this survey template first. So the survey template, oh good, I'm glad you don't hear the music. Clearly, I keep things really informal around here, and like my neighbor across the street likes to sit in front of their house for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day, and blare the music as loud as I possibly can. It's fantastic. I love it. So I want to talk about the survey template. So I am giving you all of these things. Please, when you use them, just make a copy first. So I have the zones of genius set up, which we'll talk about later. I have that set up so that I don't think you can edit it. I'm going to be adding some information to this document throughout this masterclass, so you'll be able to see that at the end. Okay, survey. So this is a template that you can use to survey your audience. So I know a lot of people use things like Facebook and Instagram to survey their audience, and those are good starting places, but they are not necessarily the best place to ask your audience questions. So you can ask quick questions here and there. Let me make this a little bit bigger. You can ask some quick questions, but just to kind of get like some quick responses. But when you're surveying your audience, when you want to know about content topics and ideas that you want to use to sell your products and services, you want to survey via email and via survey, like a written survey, to get the most information you possibly can, because it gives them a place to expand on their answers instead of just clicking, a poll in Facebook, for example. And again, when you're surveying on Instagram and on Facebook, you don't actually know who's always answering. It could be that they are not your ideal audience members, so you don't really want to ask them. So this is something that you can use you can copy and paste this. You can copy and paste it. It's also in a Google Doc in there instead of just the PDF. So copy and paste this, use this as your email that you send out to select people. Now, when I say select people, I mean you want to send a survey to, depending on your audience size, I would say anywhere from 10 to 25 people that you hand select. When I survey my audience, I send my survey to people who have bought from me in the past. I send the survey to people who I think, based on what I know about them and their business, I send it to people who I think would be the perfect client or customer for me. I send it to people who I'm friends with who have similar businesses to me. And I send it to people who I really want to work with. So I sometimes will send it to people who are dream clients for me. And again, I'm really selective about who I send it to. It helps me to control the types of responses that I'm getting so that I make sure that my ideal audience members are getting exactly what they need and want from me. So this is an email that you can use to send to people. And then obviously you're going to, make some changes here. And then these are some sample survey questions. So these are, you should have open-ended questions and then choose one, choose all, check the best answer, whatever. Those are some other questions that you can ask. And these are just samples of questions. And I'm actually going to show you, I have the sample survey. So let me close out of this. You can take this. This is actually, I based this off of exactly what, let me make it bigger, exactly what I sent to people. So this is the link. So you want to go in here, and actually I think it's, um, I can't remember. Oh, just send, duh. So you're gonna click the send button, and it'll give you, link, you can get the link to use to embed in your email. So this is just an example of a survey. So no matter what industry you're from, you can customize this to make it your own. Please make a copy of this. If you're going to use this, please make a copy first so that, um, you know, you can have your own and you can personalize it for yourself. So some of the things that you could ask your audience members, you want to know. So let's say, so Crystal is here. She is a photographer. So what do you, and she does a brand photographer. What do you struggle with most when it comes to creating images for your brand? And she is going to, so this could be an open-ended question, or she can give different options that relate to some of the things that she is trying to promote in her business, or that she has coming up, just to find out if, you're validating ideas here and you are identifying if um, your audience needs to know about something. What pressing questions do you have about something? So Crystal could ask something about, what pressing questions do you have about how to research for a brand photo shoot, or something to that effect. Elizabeth Cook is here. Elizabeth, I don't know a ton about your business, but I think you do some admin work and copywriting for people. So what pressing questions do you have about creating copy for your audience or for your business? I also like to ask about, because I know who I'm sending this to. I know who I've worked with before. I know that these are people who I've worked with before. What made you decide to hire me? So maybe it could be, a podcast interview. Maybe it's a blog post or a YouTube video, or maybe it's just the relationship that we have. Why did you hire me? That helps me to decide where else I could be publishing content, or where to double down on my content efforts. When you research some topic, so when you research brand photography, when you research, copywriting, where do you typically go first? And I like to use a short answer for this, because maybe they just say YouTube, or maybe they give me a specific person's name. So you're gathering some additional information from them by allowing them to come up with their own answer. And of course, you only want to create content where your audience is showing up. So this is just kind of a long list. I recommend you include things on your list that maybe you're not creating right now. Like, for example, um, podcasts. So I don't have my own podcast right now. But I want to know, are people really listening to podcasts when it comes to, whatever your topic is, whatever your business does, photography, home organization, whatever it is. And then you also want to know, where are people following you right now? Let them choose as many as they have. And I actually have had, the last time I sent out a survey, I had somebody say, I'm not following you right now. And then in the comments below, she said, it's not because I don't want to follow you. It's because I'm maxed out on content and on information. So that's why I'm not following you. So it's interesting to see what people say. And then give them an opportunity to answer, to add more information, and then let them know. Now, this is from the last time I sent out a survey. Let them know that there's going to be some sort of incentive. You don't have to do a $50 Amazon gift card. It could be 10, it could be Starbucks. I will tell you that I had almost 100% of the people I sent the survey to respond, because it was a $50 Amazon gift card. So I never require the name and email address. If they want to be entered, they have to tell me their email address, obviously. But I never require it, because maybe they want to just give me, some constructive criticism, and that's totally fine. So this is a sample. Again, please, if you want to use this, I encourage you to grab this, make a copy. You can customize it with different colors. You can put your logo in the header. This is totally free, but I highly recommend you grab this. And let me go back to, and if there's any questions, yeah, Elizabeth, it worked. It worked almost 100%. Had 25 respondents that time. I think I sent like 28 out. Okay, so use the template. All right, so once you've done that, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I can figure out how to do that. I like talking to people. Okay. Hi. I like talking to the camera. So you sent out your survey, give them some time to take the survey. I give about a week. Anything more than that, they tend to forget. Anything shorter than that, they usually don't have time to do it. So and then get your ideas back, and then you can use that to help you build out your idea list. Now, right now, I'm going to show you how to build out your idea list using your zones of genius. I'm going to show you how to do that and get your never-ending supply of topic ideas. I want you to start building out your ideas first, and then because you know where you're going in your business, right? You know what you have coming up 6 months from now that you want to launch, or 3 months from now. You know if you're making a pivot or a shift in your business. So while serving your audience is really important, you also are the one who knows best where you are going. And so it's really important for you to have an idea list started and then use the survey results as a way to kind of build out additional ideas. So I just want to throw that out there. All right, I'm going to share again. Okay, so let's talk about how to build out your idea list. So you need to think about what are your zones of genius? What are the things that you are known for in your business? What do you know about? And what do you know a lot about? What are the things your audience needs to know or wants to know in order to make a buying decision, in order to make a decision to buy from you? Okay, so here is your zones of genius list. And this again was in that Google Doc that I sent to you. And you're not going to open here. Yes, I talked to my computer. Okay, so here is your zones of genius list. Totally blank right now. We are going to talk about this. Your zones of genius are the things that you can talk about a lot. So things that you can share a lot of information about on a regular basis. It is what you are an expert in. It is what you are, the things that you know a lot about. So I'm going to give you some examples. So I went through the list of people who were signed up and for this to come live. And sorry, I'm just checking the notes here. So I pulled up some information on different industries that I knew had signed up. So for example, I am going to, let's do this actually. I'm going to fill this in a different color. Okay, so a business coach. So let's say you are a business coach. So business coaches have by the way, I highly encourage you to get into that document and make a copy of it so that you have it. You have access to this. Let's see. Yep, you should all be able to view this on your own computer, and then you can make a copy of it from there. So if you are a business coach, some of the things that business coaches talk about are mindset. So let's say that that's one of your zones of genius. You also talk about business growth because that's one of the things that you are helping your audience with. A lot of business coaches help clients with marketing as well. And some business coaches, depending on what type of audience you work with, you talk about starting up, like how to start up that business. So, um, I'll talk about this in just a second. So, when you are developing ideas for each of these buckets, content buckets, or zones of genius, when you are developing ideas for these different buckets, I want you to think about all of the things that you can talk about in these different buckets. So, what are the things that you work with your clients on relating to mindset, business growth, marketing, and startup? And then think about how you can frame those ideas into questions. So, going back to fifth grade, who, what, when, where, why, how, and then also lists are a really good way to create content. When I'm talking about creating content for these different buckets, I'm not specifically talking about blog posts. These could be YouTube videos. These could be podcast episodes. These could be long form social media posts. These could be things that you talk about on Instagram stories. It could be a lot of different things. So don't think about, oh, well, I can't write a blog about that. That's, too narrow. Think about all of the different places you are publishing content right now. So I cheated a little bit and came up with some ideas ahead of time that business coaches can use on their to develop their topics. So, why you need a mindset shift? What is mindset? So now this one is a huge topic, and there are lots of different components that go into mindset. So you can take this and you can make one big pillar blog post or one giant YouTube video about this, or you can break it down into smaller pieces. How to shift your mindset under business growth, how to grow a blank business. And so for this, if you maybe it's a service-based business, how to grow a service-based business, how to grow a product-based business, how to grow an online business. You can take that one topic and expand it out into a ton of different ideas. If you're talking about marketing, why your marketing isn't working, how to grow your audience, how to market and you could do this again, your X business, your online business, your brick and mortar business, your shoe business, your health and fitness business. People really, some of my most watched YouTube videos are the ones where I talk about topic ideas for very specific businesses. So let me go on to the next topic. So, or the next industry, I guess. So, bookkeeping and accounting. So, I have, and it totally it depends on what your focus is in your business. So my sister happens to be an accountant, and I know that there were some people who signed up for the masterclass who are also accountants and bookkeepers. So I know a little bit about it, and my sister's doing. She's a profit first. I think she's called a certified partner. So some topics that you can talk about in your content relating to profit first, how to use it in your business, why your accountant hates profit first, because some of them do, resources that you need for profit first, which would likely be like all the different bank accounts that you need. If you are an accountant who does taxes, you could talk about all of the different ways that you can track your deduct things from your business, for brick and mortar businesses, for online businesses, ways to get prepared for taxes. Saving money, same thing. Automating, saving money in your business, like, ways that you can go through your books to find places where you're wasting money. Let me move this over. How to communicate with your bookkeeper and accountant, why your accountant shouldn't be your bookkeeper, which is something that is actually usually true. You should have a different person. When to start tax preparations. So hopefully, I'm looking at the comments to see if there's any questions, or I'm looking at the chat. If you have any questions about this, let me know. This can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming for people to do. There's somebody that signed up that does home organization. So some ways that you can declutter, tools that you need, parenting tips. So if you're trying to get your kids to help with the decluttering and home organization, what are some tips for parents? Okay, like how to get your kids on board, how to declutter your kids' toys. You can show how to do this as you're working with clients, or you can just kind of pick one area each week or month or whatever to focus on that one area. So let's say you're talking about decluttering your kitchen. So maybe the entire month of August you focus just on decluttering your kitchen. I'm going to show you one more, and then I'm going to tell you what I want you to do next with your lists. Um, so after you have created, there's one more. After you've created this list, okay, so we have our big topic ideas, your zones of genius. Okay, then you're going to decide what topics you can talk about. And this can be, I mean, this is an exhaustive list. This is where you're writing down every idea you can possibly think of. Hi, Holly. Yes. Every idea you can possibly think of, even if it's a quote unquote dumb idea. Like, I don't care if you think it's a dumb idea, write it down. The more you can brainstorm and come up with ideas to create content around, the easier it will be when you go to really try to create that content, right? Like, there's nothing worse than sitting and staring at a blank screen. Honestly, there's not. Okay, maybe there is, but it's really hard to sit in front of a blank screen and not know what to write about and what to create content around. And you want to create content on a regular basis because that is how you build that relationship with your audience and they grow to know, like, and trust you. And it's just, they trust that you are there for them when you're creating content for them. So, for example, hiring. So, like, this is for like the OBM, project manager, administrative assistant. How to hire your next admin role in your business. What roles you can hire out in your business. So, as the administrative OBM person, it's your job to help save time for your clients. And that means that they're hiring things out so they can grow and scale. You're saving them time by helping them to onboard new people. Um, I see your question, Holly. I'll come back to that in just a second. Time management. So, how to save time in your business, favorite time saving tools, how an administrative role can save you time. So, this is where topics like this that's where you're really driving home the fact that, hey, I can save you time. Hire me, right? How to stay on a deadline, best tools. So anything that's like a list, best tools for project management, 3 things you need to organize your home, things like that are really, they're very popular because people know what to expect when they click on a link to go to something like that. So they already know what to expect, and number titles that just in general tend to do pretty well. So Holly says, what about ideas for avoiding how-tos? My clients don't always want how-tos, and I wonder what topics to include to help them make a decision to buy a home or organizing package. So Holly, so it sounds like you're a DI, you do it for them. So it's a done for you service. I would focus on topics like, so if it's done for you, they're going to want like the tips to maintain it. So maybe it's like maintaining your Tupperware compartment or cabinet. Maybe it's how an organizer can can help you change your mindset. What an organized home, like maybe it's something about the cleanliness of an organized home. An organized home is a clean home, right? Hopefully. How organizing your home, how hiring an organizer can save you money. So you're saving money because you know where everything is and you don't have to buy something because you already know where it is. Things aren't hiding in the junk drawer. You're not having to go get candles at the last minute for somebody's birthday party because you already know exactly where they are. Crystals, hopefully that helps. I can talk through a few more in a little bit. I attract a lot of photographers with how-tos, and that wasn't the original idea. Yeah, exactly. So, think about the end result, how you want people to feel. How do you want people to feel after working with you? And write about that. So, so that's one point. Write about how you want them to feel, but then also know that some of the how tos do help to bring clients to you because you are demonstrating your expertise. They can see you doing the thing. So, for example, Holly, for you, for the home organizing, how to declutter, such and such room. Well, if you're decluttering the toy room, um, and people see you doing it, and they're amazed by what you're able to do, and then they think, oh my God, I could never do that myself. They're much more likely to hire you. So that is one of the great things about how-to content because you're showing your expertise. And if somebody has the money, they don't want to do it themselves. They don't want to learn how to do it. Shoot, I don't want to learn how to declutter my house. I just want somebody to come do it for me. So think about it that way too. All right. Let me minimize. So I encourage you to take these ideas. I encourage you to steal them, borrow them, whatever, copy this document. And even if you are a photographer and not a bookkeeper, I bet that there are ways to pull some of these ideas and use them for yourself. Okay, hang on. Okay, so once you have that, let me go back to that document. Mhm. Sorry. I can't find it now. Once you have that, once you have all of those ideas, you can then use that spreadsheet over and over again in your business. So I have a spreadsheet that I created a couple of years ago that has about 200 different ideas. In fact, I wrote a blog post about it. It has about 200 ideas for blog posts and YouTube videos and all of that. And I go back and I use it again and again. Now, some of the topics that I included a couple of years ago were not topics that I want to talk about anymore. So, for example, I had some ideas on using social media. And yes, I think using social media is important, but I don't like to do social media for clients. I don't like to do it for myself either, but I still do. So it's not something that I really want to talk about a lot. I like to talk about building relationships and creating strategies and things like that instead. So you can kind of shift the ideas, but I want you to take that document and build it out as much as you can so you have as many ideas as you possibly can. Okay, so you're going to survey your audience and find connections between the list that you developed and what your audience says. You're going to use the ideas in the survey to help identify what content to create and publish and when to create it and where even to create it. Um, to build out your strategy to your content strategy to align with your business. I'm missing a bullet point there. Um, Find time to batch your content. You need to batch it because that is how to batching your content is exactly what you need to do in order to get it done in a timely manner. Align all your topic ideas into themes. I have no idea why it's doing this out of order. And know what you're already being found for. So, surveying your audience, identifying what content to create and publish and when, align all of your content, your topic ideas into themes. And those are kind of your zones of genius or like the next level down from your zones of genius, a little bit narrower. Know what you're already being found for. Build out your content strategy to align with your business. Find time to batch your content. Identify ways to grow your audience. And that's super simple, right? Super simple to be able to do all that. So it's probably not unless you are a person who is strategy minded like that and knows how to take those ideas and to put them into different buckets and map them out in a way that makes sense that will help to market your business. So That is why I have my content to Kaching program. And if you go here, I'm going to show this to you in just a second. It's not a sales page, it's a Trello board that I'm using. But it's a 6-week program where I help you take all of those ideas that you developed, we build them out even more, surveying your audience. If you don't do it, after watching this, we survey your audience. We look at your SEO traction that you have so far. And through weekly recorded mini trainings, weekly live trainings that are recorded, um, weekly accountability time, which is like co-working and all of that, we are able to create a content strategy, and you learn my system for creating a content strategy that you can use again and again and again in your business. No matter what shifts you take, no matter what changes you make, you can use that again and again. Um, so the bonuses that everybody gets is access to my email marketing program, an SEO audit of your content, and my content journey ebook, which helps to identify what content you should create at what stage in your business. So let me show you. Oops, of course it won't download. I'll just do this. So this is my Okay, awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, so this is the Trello board that I use as my sales page. Isn't this awesome? I actually stole this from a friend. Stole this idea from a friend. So there is all of the information that you could possibly want in here. If you sign up by Monday, you will get a bonus 1-hour strategy session, one-on-one strategy session from me. I will let you read through all of this, but you can see Megan Lamb, Shannon Crow, and Jody Brandon were in the beta round of the program, and you can read all about their experience here. This program, running this beta round in February, really helped me to remember how much I love teaching, and this just lights me up to be able to do this. To sign up. So it's $9.97 for 6 weeks, or 3 payments of $3.97. Let me show you that slide. So you can go to this bit.ly link to find out more. What I am going to do for you guys is, and be sure to let me know what questions you have, because so this starts on July 8th. Doors are open now, but they close on June 28th because we need time to develop the SEO report of your site. So let me stop sharing for a minute so I can talk to your face. Stop sharing. Okay, hello. So the program, so even though it doesn't start till July 8th, the doors do close on June 28th because we need time for that SEO report, and there is some pre-work that you need to have done. Plus, I am meeting individually one-on-one with everyone who participates, everyone who signs up. We're going to do a one-on-one onboarding call so I can find out exactly where you are in business, and so that we can get you moving forward quickly. So you will be amazed at what you get out of this program. For those of you who are here watching live or who are watching the replay, please do go in and grab that stuff from the Google Drive folder. It will be there until noon on Monday, noon Pacific on Monday, and then I'm pulling it down. I'm pulling down the replay, and I'm pulling down the information from the Google Drive folder. So please go in and look at it, grab it before then so that you have it. And especially that spreadsheet that I was working off of, grab that, especially if anything has to do with your industry. I want you to have that, use it, expand on it, and just continue using that spreadsheet as your never-ending content idea list, because I promise you, you will stare at a blank screen. I still do sometimes, even though I have my list. I still stare at a blank screen from time to time, wondering what I should create. And then I think, oh my gosh, I have my whole list. I have my strategy put together. I know what to create. It's just a matter of sitting down, batching it, and doing it. So, and I teach you how to do all of that stuff in the Content to Kaching program. So I'm looking over at the chat to see if there are any additional questions that I can answer. Any questions about surveying your audience, let me know. Any questions about creating your never ending list, let me know. Questions about the Content to Kaching program, let me know. I am more than happy to answer them right now. And I will also come into the chat later and I'll answer them later on too. So I don't see any questions. So I'm going to sign off, but I will be sending you a replay in just a little bit. I'll send you the replay link and everything else that you need. And then I am here to answer your questions. So thank you so much for joining me. I was super excited to do this, and I would love to see you inside Content to Kaching. Remember, if you sign up before Monday at noon Pacific, then you get the extra one-on-one hour-long strategy call with me, which is valued at $467. So that's a pretty screaming deal. All right, I will talk to you soon. Bye.